Hi again, it's Lisa from lisamw.com back with a short political article reading today. So it is September the 4th, and things are going to start heating up as if they haven't been, right? But things are going to start heating up as we get closer to midterms. So I may do just a few temperature readings just to see what's going on. So today, the question that popped into my head was, what is going on with Congress? Now, so many people ask, first of all, why are the Republicans allowing Donald Trump to just kind of do whatever it is that he's doing, where they would have raised holy hell if Obama or Clinton or any other Democrat would have tried that, as they rightfully should, okay? Regardless of your whatever your flavor of political beliefs happens to be. Regardless of that, if someone in the White House or if someone in a position of power is doing things that are obviously and can be traced back to really, what's the word, not in integrity, then they need to be held to account. So why are the Republicans not holding Mr. Trump to account? That's such an interesting question. I have my own thoughts about that, which I will share. But I want to do a couple of cards. I'm going to do three, as I always do, from the Osho Zen Tarot deck. As always, I don't read them as traditional tarot cards. I read them just to see what the kind of the energy is, and then I sort of jump off from that with my intuitive knowing and from my oracle space. I'm a Dove Oracle Priestess from the Seven Sisters Mystery School, and I have been trained in a specific way of bringing through guidance in addition to my own way of doing it for the last 10 years professionally. So it kind of just amped everything up to another level for me. It was great training. Anyway, let's pick three cards. Okay, I do not, here are the cards. So I have not picked any, so let's just shuffle them one more time. Oh, one fell out, or two fell out. So we're gonna take those two, and then we'll do this top one here. Okay, so here's the first card, and that is comparison. Comparison, can you see it? It's bamboo and a tree. Okay. So I'm going to do all three cards, and then I'm going to look at the story, okay? This one is awareness. Awareness. You can see it? There we go. Awareness. That's an interesting picture. And the third card is new vision. Okay? New vision. So comparison, awareness, and new vision. So let's just take a jump off from that. So when I tune into the energy of what's going on with the Republicans, one of the things that I'm getting is that there are pieces that are intertwined. Yes, that's the part of the tree. Now, you know, trees grow on their own, right? And so, but they can intertwine. And sometimes when they intertwine, the roots get all bound up, the branches get all bound up, and they stop the growth. They inhibit the growth. And so what I'm kind of getting about it is that there is some intertwining of issues with the Republicans and Donald Trump, meaning his stuff can also be their stuff, okay? Like they're involved in some way. My feeling about this has been that when Russia hacked the DNC servers, they also hacked the RNC servers. They just didn't release that information because it didn't serve them to do that. And so the information from the DNC servers was released. So that tells me that there's something valuable in what was not released that they can use to, yeah, I guess get people to do what they want. And if you look, there are particular senators who have long had interesting relationships with Russia and the money in Russia. So, and I don't even believe that it's all Russia. I think there's a whole bunch of other stuff going along with that too. But so when we look at comparison, what was it? Comparison, new vision, and awareness. Okay, so awareness really speaks to, are we all paying attention to what our inner knowing is telling us? And I'm going to talk about this in another video, but even when you have a very highly, I'm at a loss for words, so even when you have a very strong intuitive knowing and you can trust it 100%, there are still times where you can go against that knowing. And so you have to have an awareness first. So the awareness that something is not right with this picture. Okay, so here you have a president, okay, President Trump, doing all of these things that are so obviously against the laws of this nation. And he doesn't write out in public. I'm glad he does that, because at least we can all see it, awareness, right? So you have him doing these things, and you have his side of the aisle silent, right? When normally they'd be calling this out. So then that becomes an awareness. Why is this happening in this way? Okay, so then you have to think, well, what is impeding their ability to speak out? My sense about this has long been that they're desperately trying to fly under the radar and not get noticed, because if they get noticed, they could lose members in the House or the Senate because of quitting or whatever, and they'll get dragged for it, right? So they are not making waves at all, not at all. There's a certain faction that even speaks up in support of him. Interesting that the two early adopters of that have both been caught up in financial schemes. One of them, I think, did insider trading on stock, and the other, I forget, oh yeah, the other one was that guy who was busy spending all of his money, spending his campaign money on living expenses. And so those were the two that were very early vocal proponents for Mr. Trump. Okay, so just keep in mind that there is an awareness available where you can say, at any other time in our history, if someone in the position of the president was doing those things, they would have been called out for it. And they're not. So then it becomes, what's that about? My husband says that's going to be written on my tombstone. Here lies Lisa, perpetually wondering, what's that about? But that's because I know that things are not often always what they seem on the surface. And so it is here too. And so the awareness really becomes, okay, something's going on. I don't know what it is. Let me look further into it. And so the third piece is new vision. Okay, that was the third card, was new vision. Okay, so what's available for us to see that we were not willing to see before? What's available? Okay, so if you think, well, it's all just a coincidence, okay, then what is the next step from that? Okay, if it's not a coincidence, then what's going on? So you have the awareness that something is not right. Let's take a look at what that something is and bring a new vision. Look at it with new eyes. So you could look at it as they don't want to speak out because they may also be implicated. They don't want to speak out because they don't want to be dragged by Trump on Twitter. They don't want to speak out for any number of reasons. Okay, so whether you're Republican or you're Democrat, if that's not something that you adhere to, you need to speak up to your representative. Okay, you need to let them know they are your representative. They work for you. New vision, they work for you. And it's gotten into a big mess around all money that's been poured into campaigns and how much it costs. And I personally think, like, what could that money be doing to help people lift up, do better in their lives, give people a chance? You know, I often wonder that. So the new awareness is, if this is true, if they're not speaking up for whatever reason, okay, then how does that align with your beliefs about what you want to see in this country, what you want your representative to do? Now, of course, you know, we can sit here all day and go, I want my representative to do da-da-da. And whether they're going to do it or not is up to them, certainly. But if enough people let this representative know that they prefer this, they prefer whatever else it is, that carries some sway, just because, you know, they all want to be reelected, and that carries some sway. So the more that you can do really to make your voice known, whatever it is that you feel. If you feel Trump's doing a great job and you want to let your representative know to support that, by all means, I totally encourage you to do that, because I want everybody's voice to be heard, even if you don't agree with me and I don't agree with you. I want your voice to be heard too, because that's the only way we're all going to make things work. So, back to Congress. What can you see now with a new awareness and new eyes into what's going on, and does that align with what you'd like? There is something called Resist Bot. I know it's hard to hear me sometimes with the braces. Resist Bot. And it's a text thing you can do, or you can do it on Facebook Messenger. And it sends letters to your representatives. So you can say Congress, you can say Senate, you can say both. I mean, you can say Congress, you can say Senate, you can say House of Representatives, or, you know, whatever. And governor, it'll send it to them. Woof, it goes out. It's a beautiful app. And I highly recommend it. I'll put the information below in case you want to check that out. So I hope this has been helpful, and I hope you're willing to look at things with new eyes, because things may show up that you were unwilling to see before. Anyway, if you have questions, if you would like your own article reading, you can go to lisamw.com, and I'd be happy to bring through you guides and teachers and really help you look at things with a new awareness and with new eyes. Your guides are so beautifully wonderful at doing that and giving you new perspectives. And the coolest thing I like is that they always show you your potential and a way to start moving in that direction. So, you know, they're not going to show you like, you're going to be king of the world tomorrow. But they may say your potential is beautifully expansive, and here's what we see, and here's that next step. And that's where I come in. I help take that step and make it real in your life. So not a foo-foo reading at all, pretty down to earth and practical. I hope this has been helpful, and I will see you again next time. This is Lisa signing out for now.